Jake Paul can't get away with lying anymore.
We got to give it up for the problem child, Jake Paul. The pay-per-view numbers are out. Wait a second. 65,000 pay-per-views? Wait, I thought Jake Paul was the biggest star in combat sports. I thought he was the next Muhammad Ali, the next Floyd Mayweather, the next Terrence Bud Crawford, the next Canelo Alvarez. Guys, I tried to tell you that this kid and his brother are complete frauds. Everything these guys do is cap. Every single thing. Whether it's them buying all their followers, buying all their subscriptions on YouTube. The one thing apparently, though, that they couldn't do was buy pay-per-views. 65K? What? That's horrible. But I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, that's absolutely horrible. When you're going to claim to be the next Muhammad Ali, please don't ever put your name next to any boxing legend again. Not to mention that the whole internet thinks the fight was rigged. Now, I've made my opinions on that. I've said it looked real to me and that it was a sanctioned fight. But now I'm starting to think maybe it was fake. Maybe him and Tyron did a NDA, where neither of them could ever talk about what was put into a contract, and Tyron took a dive. But 65K pay-per-views? That's horrible. He didn't even crack 1 million. If you just do the simple math, Jake Paul might have made 100K total in that fight. But that's absolutely horrible. The whole stick's up now. Because now moving on, he's not going to be able to demand much money or even bring any sponsors in. 65K pay-per-views? There's guys on UFC prelims that would do better numbers than that if they went and did a boxing pay-per-view event. I mean, guys, that's absolutely terrible. I know some of you might hear that number and think, 65K pay-per-view, what does that mean? Well, that means out of everyone in the entire world, 65,000 people paid. And I'm guessing a majority of them were restaurants. And you can't really argue about, everyone just illegally streams it. Yes, people illegally stream, but people also support their fighters by paying, even when they could go watch it for free on the internet. It just goes to show, one, Woodley has no appeal to the general public anymore. He's lost his last, 10, counting boxing and UFC now. I think he's lost his last 10 or 15. Who knows? Okay, I'm sorry, Woodley. You were once a UFC champion. You're irrelevant. I'm sorry. Okay, you're not very good at music. I went and listened. I said, maybe Woodley's got the music thing going. I had to turn it off in 30 seconds. And Woodley, I was riding with you for that fight. I wanted you to win both fights. But for whatever reason, Woodley just doesn't got it anymore in the ring or the octagon. And that's okay. That doesn't make him a bad person. He just needs to hang those gloves up, okay? Move on. Move on from the music, too. Figure something else out. But, man. And then it goes to show Jake Paul's not a draw either anymore. Masvidal called this out. Masvidal said, listen, I either fight for belts or money, and you're neither. He's 100% right. Jake Paul is not a money fight. Okay, stop calling out Conor McGregor. Stop calling out Jorge Masvidal. Stop calling out guys that are relevant. In the UFC, so many other people have came out too. Shannon Sharp, Stephen A. Smith. I'll show their clips where they talk about, please fight a boxer if you want to keep doing this. It's not going to work. The general public's not going to keep buying into it. And it literally showed they stopped buying into it. Nobody wants to pay, I don't even know what it was, $50, $60 I'm guessing, to watch amateur boxing. Okay, the first 5 or 6 rounds before the knockout with Woodley was pathetic boxing. It was amateur at the best. Okay? Any professional boxer fights either of those guys, they're knocked out in the first round or 2. Neither of them had footwork. Neither of them had hand speed. Neither of them could throw combinations. And you guys don't believe me? Go back and watch the fight. The announcers in that Jake Paul Tyron Woodley fight, the second one, literally said in the middle of the fight, I'm not making this up, this is tough to watch. And it was. Because if you've watched any sort of pro boxing before, especially pay-per-view boxing where the guys are real fighters, they're real boxers, okay, it's fun to watch. It's entertaining. But the Woodley Jake Paul 2 was pathetic in terms of boxing ability. And the more I watch that knockout, it looks so staged. It looks like what they did in Creed. You know, you guys seen that clip where Michael B. Johnson's doing that number where it kind of looks real in the movie, but you know it's not because it's a movie. That's what it looks like to everybody. I don't know. I felt like I had to make this emergency video, though, guys, because I'll be honest, I thought they'd do a little bit better than 65K pay-per-view buys. That's terrible. That's absolutely shocking. Guys, leave in the comments below, though, what you think about this. Are you tired of the whole YouTube thing? Okay, I think it was more entertaining when the YouTubers fought each other. Now it's Jake Paul's trying to call out UFC guys, and everyone's just kind of tired of it. Nobody wants to watch it anymore. And the numbers show. And I'm sure Jake Paul will come out and lie about it again like he always does. The kid lies about everything. Okay, I didn't even know who this guy was before these Woodley fights and Nate Robinson fights. Okay, and those pay-per-view numbers were bad too, but 65K, that's absolutely horrible. Okay, so I don't think Jake Paul will fight again because after those numbers, it just goes to show he's not a draw. He's not a pay-per-view draw. And guys like Brendan Schaub, I'm sure, will chime in. Oh, the numbers are wrong. There's a lot of guys now that are like MMA commentators. It's so cringe that like dick ride Jake Paul. I think this silences everybody, and it officially tells the public and sports media and everybody who, is entertained by sports that the whole Jake Paul YouTube fighting MMA guys, it's over. Nobody wants to watch that anymore.